Hey everyone, Tom Black here. Super excited. I have one of the people that came into my circle, my sphere, my energy recently. I saw some of her posts on Facebook. I invited her to my Self-Healing Tips Facebook group, and Amber is going to tell us a little bit about her self-healing journey and what she's brought to the marketplace so all of us can live more vibrant, energetic, and vibrant lives. Amber, so great to have you. How are you today?
Hi, I'm just really excited to be here and to be able to talk about this. Healing is, it's natural, and I'm just really excited to talk about it. Um, I
Sure.
came on this journey
What put you on that path? What put you on that path?
Yeah, so like it was 28 years ago, I heard over a broadcast about essential oils, and about the man who actually started the foundation. And it made me realize about how we have everything here that we need, that God put everything here. And he has just led me down a path in these last 28 years, to where now I have so much information that I just want to share. And I really do care. And I started to realize about parasites not too long ago, and the realization that everybody has them. And that if we've ever like stepped outside on soil, we got them. If we've ever, and we could go on with the whatevers. Actually,
Hmm.
it starts before we're ever born. I found out that it starts when we're in the womb. Our moms give us our very first parasites. If they have parasites, they're given onto the child. And so we are actually born with them. And from then on, if we don't actually do deworming and deparasiting, then we eventually get sick. And the reason why some don't get sick is because of the foods that they eat, because parasites hate certain foods. And
Right.
so it really depends on really what you eat. Your food can be your medicine, or your food can be your death, literally.
Right. Well, I wanted to mention something along those lines is that my understanding is all diseases are caused by parasites, viruses, bacteria, and worms. Is there anything
Yes.
else that causes disease?
Actually, the reason why all things all diseases come from parasites is because everything that we eat, everything that we drink, everything has certain kinds of contamination. And so our bodies are actually made to naturally fight that off. But actually, nowadays, our bodies aren't fighting things off like they used to, because we don't eat things like we used to. We don't eat pure things. We're not eating real animal, even meat anymore. A lot of people are eating that fast food, and it's killing people. It's making people sick. They wonder why they're so sick, but yet they go to McDonald's every day, or they have Subway every week, or we've got to really look at what we're putting in our bodies. And I've made things to try to help along the way. So God has just
Sure.
driven
Well,
me, and I just want to help.
tell me some of the things that you have put together that can help us deworm and detox.
Okay, so I actually started with a tincture that I decided to make. And a tincture, just so everybody understands, what is a tincture? Well, it's whenever you take some kind of a liquid, and the very best and the strongest, and the thing that's going to be the most potent and work the best for you, anybody, is going to be alcohol. It really is. Even for children, as far as 1 year and up, can have a tincture that only has just a tiny bit of the alcohol in it. It's not actually alcohol anymore. It's transformed. Once you make a tincture, it's no longer what it was. You are actually doing alchemy. You are taking different kinds of parts of different plants, and you're putting them together, and you are putting them with something else that's pulling out all the nutrients. So now no longer is it what it was before. Now it's just a deliverer. And alcohol, actually, when it goes into your mouth, it instantly goes into your body that fast. And it can go into your blood so quick. Now, that's the reason why tinctures work so great. Now, for children that are little and tiny babies and stuff, there's also glycerin. Glycerin is another option, and I'm starting to make that as well. And there's also other things that are natural for children, like colloidals. Colloidals are just water that has been zapped. a kind of ore like silver or copper, or gold. There's
Right.
all the different ores, and they're actually very good for us. We have been using them for centuries. I mean, all the way back to the beginning for healing. It's just that we've lost our way in the United States because for some reason this has been the country to have blindfold of what healthcare is. We are not in healthcare, we are in sick care. Everybody is supposed to get sick, and then you're supposed to find your way back. I just read it's like $150,000 per cancer patient. And all a cancer patient has to do is start, cutting out those sugars, eating differently, and using my tincture. And I'm telling you what, they will start pooping out their cancer.
Right. Right. And
I mean, that's
also,
just a
too,
guarantee.
what I found that has helped me, we've been doing intermittent fasting for 3 years. But I heard
Yes,
something
yes.
other day from multiple doctors. I've heard the same thing. If you do a 7-day water cleanse, your chances of ever getting cancer in your life are reduced by 80%.
And I completely believe that because you know what? I think during that time, now water has memory. And so our body is like 90 something percent water. And so when we do something like that, we are purposely, with every piece of us, we are reaching to the one who made us, and we are denying everything, and we are only consuming that which was the original life source, which we're made of. And I believe that, I even know for a fact, I've even read it, that when we pray over our food, that we actually change it. Now when we go through a fasting, we're going through a spiritual thing. And whether it's fasting from, eating food, whether it's fasting from sugars, whether it's fasting from, being on social media, whether, it's fasting from not eating, fast food. But I want to say real quick, God's telling me while I've got everybody's attention, everybody, number one, if you want to be healthier, the very, very, very best thing that you could do is to throw away your microwave, because you are killing yourself every time that you turn that thing on. Not just the radiation that's letting off in the EMPs, but you are killing yourself with the radiation you're putting into whatever you're cooking. So if you are cooking water, okay, you're putting radiation in that water. If you are cooking a potato, you are putting radiation in that potato. That's how my grandma got so sick. And that's how I realized it. My grandma used a microwave at the end for everything. And she just got
Hmm.
sicker and sicker and sicker. And she had cancer. And her cancer just spiked. And I know this. I just know it's true. And I challenge anyone that doesn't believe that it's true to, if you don't want to throw out your microwave, but you do want to be healthier, I challenge you to do this because I saw the challenge and I already know it's true. I'm not going to hurt a plant to know it. Take two
Hmm.
plants and give one plant regular water and give the other plant microwaved water. Let the water cool down to regular wet, temperature, and then give it to the other plant. Watch that plant die within a week. That is your
Wow.
life. That is your body. That is what you are doing to yourself and your children and anything that you are giving it to. And
Right.
we gotta wake up. Okay, we need to use other things.
Yeah. Steak and
I
shake.
use my coffee pot for hot water. I
Right.
just turn the coffee pot on, don't put no coffee in it, and just turn it on with hot water.
Right.
Um, you know,
Steak,
uh,
Steak and Shake just took all the microwaves out of all their stores, all their restaurants.
They do. I mean, we need to get rid of them. And
Hmm.
if we stop buying them and we get rid of them, then they'll stop trying to give us this poison. They introduced this to us back in like it had to have been the 80s, the late 80s, because I remember how little I was in getting inside of that box, and I made a car out of that box, out of cardboard, and I
Right.
made a whole car out of it, a fake car and everything, because I love I love cardboard when I was little,
Sure.
and I love driving. So I mean, I remember it so well. And we had to stand 6 feet back. Grandma and Grandpa made us stand 6 feet back. So that's a number one thing right there. That's just one thing that you can do that can make your life last longer,
Got it.
longer. Well, it's all
Got
about
it.
time. We're all going to die, but when are we going to die? I'm trying to live the longest I can. So I'm trying to cut out every single thing that I can think of that is taking away my life because I can't get it back.
Right. Right. And then another thing too, I want to just tell everyone, please like, share, and subscribe. But also what I'm going to do is get some of the information from Amber, and we're going to put some of her tinctures in the description. I highly recommend that you get connected with her. She's so passionate about this. And you keep on going. I love what you're doing, but give me an example of your favorite like detox protocol. What are the like your favorite things that you put together?
Well, so every single day for the last 2 months now, me and my whole family, and I mean, we are still peeing and pooping out parasites, just to be honest with you. I mean, my kids every morning they're telling me, I'm peeing out parasites, mom. They're swimming in the water. And they do. I mean, and the longer that you do it, the more that you will get healthy, and the healthier that you and your family will be. I use colloidals, colloidal copper and colloidal silver, and I actually make them myself so that I know what is in it. And it's straight distilled pure water, baby water.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I only make it to be 10%. I mean 10 parts per million. 10 parts per million means that it is very, very minute. That means that it can actually attach to any kind of parasite, any kind of mold, fungus, anything that doesn't belong, all the way down to viruses and bacteria. Now, those are
Hmm.
microscopic. We're talking the tiniest of tinies. And as long as you have the tiny, tiny, like 10 parts per million, it's safe to take every day. It can attach to even those parts and it will flush out. And so you will start actually feeling it in your body. The other thing that I do is for my zeolite. I actually do buy out on this. I don't make this myself because it actually is really hard to make. Long
Right.
story short.
Right.
And this is the binder. It is shaped like a honeycomb and it will actually bind. It actually has a charge to it. It is
Hmm.
charged to attract anything that is garbage, anything that is, like I just said, mold, fungus, parasites, eggs, heavy metals, toxins. And now let me explain really quick. Anyone who ever wants to do a parasite cleanse needs to, number one, have a binder. Now, the
Right.
binder, if you don't have a binder, what happens is whenever they die inside, they don't just start flushing out. They sit inside your body and they rot. Now, if you think about a rotting animal and how it decays and how it lets off gases, how it has toxins, all of that, it's doing that inside of you. So you can all of a sudden feel worse than you did before you started it. And so you're like, I'm not going to do that no more. And it didn't work for me. Well, it
Right.
didn't work probably because you didn't have a good binder. I recommend highly zeolite. Very, very, very good stuff. I always recommend the liquid over the pill because when you put a pill into your body, the first thing it has to go through is the acid. So only a certain percent of that pill is going to actually go to your body. Now,
Hmm.
a liquid tincture, it is going to go straight into, your body way faster. It still does go into your stomach too, but part of it does go right into your body, right into your blood, and you absorb it so much faster, and you see
Hmm.
results faster. And
Right.
lastly, my tincture. And my tincture is so simple. It's made with clove and wormwood. And I actually went and got the very last walnuts of the season last year. The guy thought I
Nice.
was nuts because I told him that I wanted only the green ones. And he picked them all out for me and brought them to me. And I only spent 20 bucks and he gave me this big, huge bunch of them. It was so funny. And his mom showed up to help. It was
Right.
so cute. And anyways, I use those and they that is much stronger than the black because the black doesn't have nearly as much of the killing properties. Once it starts to decay, just like anything else, that's how it turns black. And that's why you have black walnut holes.
Right.
Well,
Right.
I got tons of that, but I don't make it with that. I make it with the green. And so I only have so much of this tincture, and I won't have any more of this one until we have the walnuts fall.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
that's the number one kit. Now, for children, I went and made a half size
Hmm.
and you actually get all three of them. You don't get the one with the tincture, that's the alcohol. So it's alcohol free. And all you get is the colloidal silver, the colloidal copper, and the zeolite. Now, silver, it kills and any kind of biofilm. It goes in and it kills that biofilm, and that has to be killed, or you're not going to kill anything. You're not going to, nothing's going to work if you don't kill the biofilm. So
Right.
the clove and the colloidal silver, those are the two that really go in and kill out of my kit. Now, the
Hmm.
colloidal copper is so good for healing. Copper is all about healing, and it goes into all the places that is being attacked and that has been hurt, and it just starts healing it. So by taking this kit all at the same time in the morning, you actually just you bang, bang, bang. You attack it, and it doesn't even know what to do. Nothing knows what to do in your system because
Right.
it's just gotten attacked in every single way possible. So it's just like a big punch, to anything that don't belong.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
I love that one. Let me share this with you, Amber. I personally was diagnosed with MS. I've done a number of research on it. Um, if you have MS, you have parasites. If you have fibromyalgia, you have parasites. If you have cancer, you have parasites. And the sick care system changed from wellness to sick care back in the 1900s because we used to use all this natural stuff for centuries, right?
amen.
And so now the
And the Indians,
doctors,
all the Indians, I
hmm
mean, they did it every single full moon. I know it because God told me. I mean, Spirit has shown me and told me that, the Indians, they used to, and some of them that are originals, like up in the Tlingit in Alaska, which, I lived up there for quite a while. They all have, they do it every month. There's certain
hmm
things they eat every month and it flushes everything out. And so, it's something that you should do every month for your body. Flush your body out of whatever it is that you ate through that month that could have, gotten you sick. It's better to do it each at the end of each month, and the moon reminds you of the time. And
hmm
so if you just do it every full moon, you're good to go, and it's kind of hard to miss a full moon. So
Right.
it's
Yeah,
easy to
absolutely.
remember.
Yeah, I'm just and I was just saying before, I started my health self-healing journey back in 2012. I watched a movie called The Secret, and one of the gentlemen in that movie almost died in a serious plane crash. And 9 months later, he walked out of the hospital under his own power, and he put his body back together with his mind. So
Amen.
I believed my healing was possible. I've been medication free for 14 years. I stopped walking with a cane 9 years ago, 10 years ago. And so I try to preach and teach everybody in my circle lot of what you're talking about. And you're sharing even more. But what people need to understand, like you said, God has given us everything we need to heal ourselves, and no doctor is going to tell us anything about those things. Am I right?
No, no. I mean, like literally, your doctor is going to tell you you're crazy. I mean, some people, they even get written prescriptions to go see a therapist because they're like, I'm sorry, you're just stressed out. You just need to go to talk to somebody. They'll get you and put you on, they'll have you put on something real, soft that'll just, help you feel better. They just want to make you have more and more pills.
Hmm.
It's all about those prescriptions. And I found out that the COVID vaccine, okay, for every child that has all their vaccinations complete for the year, and it's on my site, all the kids that have vaccinations, every single vaccination, okay, that doctor, it gets a kickback for every person
Hmm.
that
And
has
every
every
shot.
vaccine.
And
That's the
and it.
reason why they push that stuff. You better do it. You better do it. And actually, a lot of doctors are quitting because
Yeah.
they know what's in it. They're not going to do it to these children. They're not going to do it no more.
Hmm. Yeah.
Something's got to change.
And
And
the other thing too, go ahead.
no, you go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to
I'm
say,
so full of information. I could
R
talk all night. So you go ahead.
RFK has woken up a lot of people because he's been studying this stuff for a long time. But I call this the Great Awakening because people like us are what I call the chosen ones. And if anyone out there is offended by that, I don't mean that God has ordained me. What I mean is God has chosen Amber and I to tell you the truth about your health. Whether you want to tap into it or not, that's okay. We're not mad. but we're going to
Right.
show you the way. And if you follow the way, like for example, I'm 60 years old. I'm in better shape than I've been since I was 19. I haven't been on any medications in decades, and I feel amazing. I have the energy of a 30-year-old.
Well,
And
Tom, tell us, what are you using?
well, I do a couple of things. I do intermittent fasting, which means I only eat between one or two meals between 12 and 6 p.m. I've cut out all beef and pork. Beef, I stopped last night. That was the last time I'm eating beef ever again. I've stopped eating pork a little while ago. I'm working toward chicken next. But every meal that I cook over a stove, I use olive oil and butter, turmeric, oregano, black pepper, pink Himalayan salt, and ginger.
Those are wonderful. All
Yep,
of those, I mean, every single one of those do specific things, and
sure.
they do actually all kinds of things. So you're doing great for yourself.
Yeah, I feel amazing, and I like things a little hot. So sometimes when I cook, I'll put in cayenne as well, which is great for your heart. One of the things I want to share with everybody, and you know this as well, Amber, the healthiest people in America are the Amish, number one.
You know
Um,
what? That is so true. That is
and
so true. And it's because they're still eating the way that our grandparents ate,
mhm,
our great grandparents ate, depending on who's watching this. I know that probably your grandparents and my grandparents, they ate so good when they was
mhm,
young.
right,
They ate from the garden, and the garden wasn't sprayed with all these chemicals, which now, see, God would bring it around. I knew it
sure,
would come up.
yeah,
I mean, I just want to say that, those who think that these clouds in the sky that go straight back and forth, back and forth, back and forth all day long, uh, that they're not spraying us, you all gotta wake up. Please wake
right,
up for the love of
right,
God. We
yeah,
need to do something about it. I'm praying for a Robin Hood to come and shoot them out of the sky, Tom. I'm so
sure,
sick of it. They are spraying us with parasites, live parasites that are actually at the point where they're ready to infest. It actually said on Google. I mean, I tested the snow. It's on my site. I do want to welcome everyone to my site on Facebook. I was called by God to do this about 2 months ago, right after I had made the kit and had used it for about a month and knew that it was really the greatest. And God said, "Oh, instead of trying to help individuals, why don't you make a group? That
mhm,
way you can dump all your information in there, and that way you can help more people." And so I just listen and obey. I'm just a daughter who is after God's own heart. I just want him to be proud of me. I
yes,
spent a lot of my life where it was for me. I didn't know the way. I was completely lost. And at 33, I was saved. And from then on, I have just been driven by God. And wherever I am, whatever I'm doing, I know that God has got a plan for me. And so
mhm,
and he's got me things for me to do. And if I want to go to the next thing, I need to do the things that are there. And I think that's how we move and how we grow, is, helping where you need to, right there where you are.
right,
And when you do that, God gives you more. And if you're praying for more and wanting more, maybe just doing what you can right where you are. And sometimes it's just making a prayer, or deciding to make a change, or cutting out something, like something that we've mentioned in this whole podcast.
mhm,
um or trying out my kit. I'm telling you, who else can you go and get a kit from, where you can actually have a one-on-one conversation on Facebook, anytime?
right,
Tell me.
right,
Tell me,
definitely,
because there isn't one. There isn't one. Just like there's nobody in the whole wide world that's made orgons like I have. We'll have to do
sure.
a whole new podcast on that, Tom.
Oh,
And
absolutely,
on
absolutely.
organs, because that's a whole nother thing. Those are positive energy generators that go on
Mhm,
forever. Once I make one, it never stops running. And you can wear them. They protect you from EMFs. I mean, we'll have to talk all about it, and I'll even show them to you.
yeah, yeah,
But
and I want to touch base on that really quickly. We all are divine beings having a human experience. We're interdimensional spirits having a human experience, right? And so what we need to understand is we can get well. We have everything that God has already given us, and we need to detach and unplug from the programming. So
yes.
I'm getting ready to land the plane here, Amber. Is there anything you want to say in parting? Because we're going to put all sorts of good stuff in the description.
Okay, so yeah, that's the name of the site is called Kill Cancer, comma, Kill Your Parasites. I mean, I made it straight blank, and I'm down for killing parasites every single day of my life, and I'm down for killing anybody who, wants to take this challenge. And I'm here to talk, and I have many, many more products that God has pulled me to. Many. So he's not stopping there. It's gonna
Nice.
go and go and go. So
Yeah.
you'll see a lot of my products.
Well,
And
thank you for bringing your energy, your inspiration, your knowledge, and one of the things that we all have to remember is the chosen ones are here to wake you up to what you may not be ready for, and we're going to feed you in small bite-sized pieces until you're ready to come alive again. And food, air, water, Wi-Fi, EMF, EMP, these are all keeping your third eye blind so you can't be the spiritual force that you were designed and created by God to be. Am I right?
yes, yes, amen. Every single person has so many purposes God has put before us, so many gifts that we have. And for some reason they're trying to get snuffed out. And
Right.
I want everyone to shine. I want everyone to have such a
Nice.
great life. God has got great things for us. We just got to keep ourselves healthy, so that we can, enjoy them.
Absolutely.
Thank
Well,
you so much for having me, Tom.
namaste, namaste, my friend. I see the divine in you, and
Shalom,
thank you.
shalom.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yes, thank you so much, Tom. God bless you.
God bless.
Peace out. Bye.